What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go through the trades we ended up taking today inside the Discord, as well as the game plan going into tomorrow. So today was a really good day. I'm going to go over what we did. So right off of open, this is what we ended up looking like. Going into the day, we were still bullish on the 30 minutes. So you can see this chart obviously ended up crossing negative, but going into the day, 30 minute was crossed, still bullish, and we were looking for longs. So we ended up opening, nice and red down here at 9:30. 50 turned down, didn't look the best on the 30 minute, but I was still open to taking longs. So if we go now on ES, this is where I was looking for a trade off of a fib level, and you could see here the fib that we are looking to buy was the 69.27. Originally, I did buy it, but I ended up getting out of this early. Like right around break even, just because of how the 0DT chart looked. So I know I have the picture somewhere of what that ended up looking like, but yeah, I mean, like the 0DT chart plus how the 30 minute looked, starting to go negative. This is that first picture, or not that first picture, but the chart doesn't really do justice on what it ended up looking like. But this is what the puts looked like, and this is just not a good look and something that I wanted to be longing. I mean, you could see clearly 10 SMA's up hard. This is right at the open of the candle, so I gave it like 2 more minutes. I got out at, I think, 10:07, and yeah, I gave it two more minutes because this candle ended up coming all the way back down. This would turn the 50 down, and the 10 would obviously, I mean, it wouldn't really be much of a factor, but the 50 would point back down and possibly still get a bounce. But after that 2 minutes was up, it still kind of looked like it was going to cross, so I got out. You could have played the cross. I couldn't get an entry on it. I mean, I was waiting for the candle closure, and by the time the 5-minute candle ended up closing here at 10:10, you could see this dropped a lot, so I really wasn't looking to chase it. So that was pretty much like a negative. I think I got out for like 1 or 2 point loss, so really small loss on that part, on that trade. Just wasn't something that I wanted to. I wasn't that confident with how the 0DT chart was looking. 30 minute was crossing negative. Wasn't the best trade in the world to take. So then a trade I was looking for after we ended up breaking below that fib and the 0DT puts cross was the next fib at 68.75, which is a 38.2% mark on this, and you can see how well this ended up holding the entire day. And yeah, this is where I end up going long at on ES 68.75. We caught a very nice move out of here, pretty much bought the bottom, sold the top. So I end up trimming half at 6,900. I like to use this 50% mark as like a take profit, and even on like a normal trade, I mean, I'm looking for at least like 25 points to trim half, which that lined up perfectly. And then I end up selling more at 69.15, and then a little bit more up at this area, or the rest of it up in this area, because we had this 0DT 50, and this is where I end up selling the remainder. And this was a perfect sell right up in here. End up selling all of it down here at the 50 because that was a potential spot that we could reverse from. And since the 30-minute chart was still crossing negative here on the 30-minute on the puts, or not the puts, my bad, on the call side, there was a chance that 50 would end up holding. So that was a really good spot to sell your entire position, remaining position, whatever you had. That was pretty much, I think, up like 45 points at that point, 45 points. So yeah, that was a really good trade. That's a 1 to 4 risk reward trade. So pretty much, if you lose, you'd have to lose 4 trades in a row to make back that winner that we caught today. That's why these fibs are great. They give super high risk reward trades, at least like a like 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3. That's pretty much where I'm looking for my take profits on them. And yeah, that was a really good move. And then you could see we end up getting that same bounce into the afternoon right up in here. 105 hit the fib again. You could have longed it, and look at the move. I mean, this gave another like 50 points off here. The fibs gave like 100 points today on ES. A really good day for the fibs, and these are the trades that we're looking for. And reason behind this long again, market was still neutral. There's no trend in the market at the moment, and it's also kind of lined up with this 30-minute 50. Pull up the 50 on the puts. We were pretty much near that 50. Didn't hit it exactly, but given we're at a fib and we're nearing that 30-minute 50 resistance, I mean, that's a really good trade to take. And yeah, that was pretty much the A+ setup on the day. No reason not to take that, in my opinion. Market was still neutral. This is the bottom of the range that we're in, and we have to wait for one of these sides to break now in order to have trend of the market again. So if we break above 69.27, go at least 10 points above it and have a 30-minute closure above it, then we're back in buying the dip mode. If we break below 68.75, we're in shorting the rip mode and we're looking for shorts. So that's pretty much the game plan going into tomorrow. When it comes to the fibs, look to see one of these break. Honestly, like tomorrow, I'm probably not going to be playing either side of the range, just because we already bounced off the lower one twice and we ended up rejecting this upper one in the close. So for me, I don't really want to long the bottom of this. Already got 2 bounces out of it. I mean, I'd rather wait for either the range to break or a better setup to form. If we get like some sort of 0 DT cross, I'll probably be looking to take that. Or if we end up breaking out of the range tomorrow, I'll be looking to take a trade, whatever the fibs give tomorrow when it comes to buying the dip or shorting the rip. So what we're gonna do though is we're gonna keep this pivot how it is if we do end up breaking higher, just because, or breaking higher or lower, just because there really wasn't much trend. Like this was the cross that ended up happening on the 30-minute. We ended up crossing like right around 11, and we pumped like 20 points, 25 points. Wasn't really much of a trend. So I'm going to be keeping this upper pivot here, or not this upper pivot. I'm going to be keeping this fibs how it is. All I'm going to do is if we end up breaking lower, we're going to flip the 0% mark and the 100%. If we break higher, these stay the same. So yeah, that's pretty much what we did today. That's the game plan for tomorrow. Pretty simple game plan. We're still in the range. Either play the range or look for some sort of 0 DT cross. I'm probably going to be favoring like a 0 DT trade if we stay within the range. I really don't want to be longing this bottom fib again because we already bounced off of it twice. It's probably more likely to break now that we've hit it multiple times. So if anything, if there was a fib to take, it'd be the 69.27 short if we get it. If not, then I'm just be looking for a 0 DT cross or a break of the range, whatever happens first. So yeah, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed. Join the court if you want to learn. I'm out.